This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so here we have the appending versus merging in Power BI for query editor. So appending means result of two or more queries which are tables themselves will be combined into one query. So what happens? Appending means when we have the more than one table, more than one query we have it, that can be combined into a single query, and we can get the data entire all the different queries of data into single query. Okay, it's nothing but if we have the first query have that 50 rows, the second query have the 100 rows. So the resultant query, when you go for append the data, the resultant query get total 150 rows. Total 150 rows. Okay, rows will be appended after each other. So you can take it as example 50 rows with one query and 100 rows with another query. So when you go for append the data, total we can get it 150 rows. Total we can get it 150 rows if you go with appending the data. If you go for appending the data. Okay, so number of rows will be added in the appending. Number of rows will be added into the appending. Okay, so the next point, columns will be the same number of columns for each query. So when you go for append the data, the number of columns should be same. When you are going to append the data, the number of columns in the both the queries, which query we are appending to that existing query, the number of columns should be same in the both the queries. Okay, so if in any case the number of columns are more than that, if in any case number of columns are more than or less than the other query, so the appending will be happens. So appending will be work, but uh, create a column outer for each new column. So what happens is null values related something will be created for the outer column. Other than matching columns, for the other column we can create a null values. Can you see that last point that? So what is if the source queries are not exactly matched? What if the source queries are not exactly matched? Append the required columns to be exactly similar to work in the best condition. If columns in the source queries are different, append still works. Appending will be work even the number of columns is different, but will create one column in the output for each new column. For each new column, there is a separate column will be created. If one of the source does not have the column, the cell value of that column for those rows will be nulls. So where we don't have the other query have the similar number of columns, so then null will be get displayed. Okay, practically we are going to see that. Just try to understand it. What about the duplicates? If we have any duplicates in the appending queries will not remove duplicates. In the appending we cannot remove the duplicates. We have to use group by or remove duplicates rows to get rid of the duplicates. If we appending cannot be identify the duplicates, it cannot do anything. So if you want to remove the duplicate, either you can go for use the group by function, or you can go for use the duplicate rows right after from the file. Okay, so this is about the appending. And what is mean by merging? Merging is another type of combining queries which are based on matching rows rather than columns. So where we can go for appending, number of rows will be combined, where if you go for merging, matching rows, sorry, earlier we have the columns, now we are going to be matching the rows data. Okay, match another type of combining queries which are based on the matching rows, okay, rather than columns. Okay, the output of merge will be single query. There should be join or matching criteria between two queries. So what is nothing but when you are going to merge it, the two queries can be share the same rows. The two queries can be share the same rows of data. The matching records can be getted. So where you can go for join condition, from both the queries we need to be common field which can go for join it. The merging also similar. The merging also similar. When you go for merge the two queries, we can get that matching values. Okay, the output of the merging will be single query with there should be a join or matching criteria between two queries. For example, student ID column of the both the queries to be matched with each other. Number of rows will be depends upon the matching criteria between queries. How many number of rows we can get it here is based on the matching field. Based on the matching field, we can get display the number of rows. Okay. Number of columns will be depends on what columns selected in the result set. So what are the columns we can select in the result set? Based on that, number of columns can be added. Merge will create a structured column on as a result. Okay, structured column as a result. So let's go for see that practically, then you can get understand clear. Okay, what is mean by merging and what is mean by uh, appending. So let's see that. So I have a data, go for it. So Power Query Editor, take this, go for new source. I want to go for CSV file. Let's go for CSV file, and I have the sample data for it. Let's go for Power BI. Okay, where I can, so just a minute, let me take that file. Not adventure works. Adventure works is different purpose. So can you tell me we training you folder? We training you. Can we say this and Power BI source data? Yeah. Let's go for population country. This file population country 1950 to 1999. Take this one. Open it. Okay. It's getting loaded. So can we see this data? Click OK. Click OK. So now can we see this population country 1915 1919 data? So can we see this here? The data is showing like first row is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, column 5. Second row is local location ID, location, time, age group, age and start kind of thing, right? So how can we remove these things? I don't want, this is not a data, right? Column 1, column 2, column 3. How can I remove this? Can anyone tell me how can I remove the first row? We already seen that. How can you remove the first row? The previous session we have seen that how we can remove the rows. So we have option that remove rows, right? Remove top rows. Click on it. So how many rows I want to remove? Only one row. From the top, one row I want to remove. Click one. Click OK. I have removed the first row. At the same time, now the first row is location ID, location, time, age group, and age group start, right? Okay. This is look like a header, right? It's not a data. This is all data. This first row look like a header of that columns, right? How can I move this header to the headers place? How can I move this first row to the header place? Any guesses? How can I move it? The simple, we have option use first row as a header right here. Use first row as a header. Okay, then we can get the values into it. Clear? We did something else. So we need to be do or format our data. You need to be do format our data. Can we see that in age groups? Can we see that in age group? 04 is there, 15, 19, 20, 24, 25 to 26, 30 to 34, that way. All the numbers are there, but some, for the few dates, few age groups, 9 May, 14th October, like this. So these are all numbers where we have the few fields showing that 9 May 14 October 9 May 14 October. I want to format this data into actual format. What it means? How can we do the formatting the data? Excuse me. So 15-19 age group, 15-19 age group, 20 to 24 age group, 25 to 29 age group, 30 to 34. These are the different age groups, right? So I want to change my this field as well. Whereas I can find 9th May, I want to change it with what? Replace values. Click on replace value. Whereas I have the 9 May, I want to change 9 to May means what? May means what? It's nothing but a, actually it should be 5 to 9. It should be 5 to 9. When you give that 5 to 9, it is taking as a 5 is the May month, 9 in the date. It's taking like that. Okay. That's why we need to change it 5 to 9. Okay. Whereas I have 9th May, I want to convert into 5 to 9. Age group 5 to 9. Click OK. So where you can find that, it can be changed into that. Similarly, 9 after 9, 10 to 14. This is 10 to 14. Whereas I have the 10 to 14, it's taking 10. October month number is 10, right? That's why it's showing October. So I want to change this. Replace value. 14th October is the range of the age group 10 to 14. 10 to 14. Clear? Click OK. Can you see that now? This data is formatted. Everyone is getting correct. Now I can go for take one more file. So I want to append the data to these files. So go for take the recent source. I want to go for the same source file. So I have the data in 3 different files. I want to get all the 3 different files data into the single file. I want to get the 3 different files data into the single file. How can we get it? Go for here. So I don't want to take the same file. Go for new source, CVS file. So here you can see that the data of the population 1950 to 1919 is one file is there. Population of country 2000 to 2049 is one file is there. Population of country 2050 to 2100 one file is there. Three different files. I want to append the data from these 3 different files and I want to put into a single file. I want to put into a single file. So I already taken this one. I want to go for with the second file, population country. Go for it, open it. Okay. So can you go for click OK? So here you can see that location ID is fine. I have it same location. Where I don't have the NAs, I don't want that. NA is nothing but there is no data, not available. So I want to get hide this data, NA where I have it. So can I go for location, filter out that NA here? I don't want this. Uncheck it. Okay, click OK. I'm getting hiding that NA part. And the next step is similarly age group you can check it 0 to 4 9 May again here also we have it. Go for when you go for append this you need to be clearly change your data. Clearly you need to be change your data into the proper format. So 9 May transform it, replace values to 9 May to 5 to 9. Okay, click OK. Same you can go 14th October. I want to be replaced value to 10 to 14. 10 to 14. Is that clear? Any questions? So we have the data is ready for appending. Both the fields are we did it. Any changes we need to do it, just go for check it. So anyway, it's fine. So at the same time, go for check the data types before going to be append it. So go for transform, detect data, click on detect data types. Okay. So same you can go with the second file as well. Click on detect data type. Okay. So data types are changed. Now I want to append these two files into a single file, single query. So how can I do it is select
This conference will now be recorded.